Hey everybody, John with Forbes Cybersecurity here. Today I'd like to talk to you about an issue that I've seen a lot in the recent audits that we've done, and that is simply that I think there's a misunderstanding about how much cybersecurity is enough. So it's been very clear that a lot of companies that we've audited, and especially when we do our initial talks with them, is they will tell us all the time that we're secure, we got this. And when we go in and do our audits, we see this massive range of things. And what we found out here is that this is very complicated and people just do not understand, for the most part, how much cybersecurity is necessary from a tool set perspective, but also from a policies and procedures perspective. And so here's some of the things that we've seen. And I'll just be brutally honest with you right now. If you have not updated your cybersecurity since before COVID, you're incredibly vulnerable and you will get hacked and most likely ransomed at some point, and it will be a very, very bad day for you. Probably a bad week, and you're going to be in for a few months of dealing with this. So let's try to prevent that from happening. So if your cybersecurity consists of this, hey, I have a good firewall that has all the security things, and I don't care what vendor it's with, SonicWall, Meraki, whatever, it doesn't matter. I have a spam filter that looks at my email, and I have an EDR antivirus type software. Great. That's incredibly fantastic. That's a floor. It's not nearly enough. You need to have more that's looking at those sorts of things. Spam filters let things through all the time. In order for email to work, you have to allow things through the network that are questionable. You have to allow things into your email system that's questionable. That is the nature of the beast of email. If I were to lock it down to the necessary that would be required in order to prevent these types of hacks from happening, it would be unusable and your users would riot against us and no business would get done. So we have to accept amount of risk there. Your firewalls are the same way. They can block a lot of the stuff that's coming in, but when your user goes out and handshakes the criminal and lets them in, either through a bad Google search or calling a phone number and letting somebody remote onto a system, or clicking on an email attachment from a business email compromise, like I said, we can't lock email down as much as possible. You're not going to prevent from letting them in, and then you're looking at a no good, very bad day from there as well. And then your EDR antivirus system. So it's one component that we run on your network. It's not everything. And from what we've seen, and I just recently went to a cybersecurity conference to kind of back this up, it is our EDR software, which is one of the best in the nation, one of the best in the world at doing what it's supposed to be doing. It lets a lot of stuff through, and it oftentimes gets the last credit for preventing things in the attacks that we've seen come through, whether somebody clicking an email attachment or a bad link out of Chrome or things like that. It's the last to report in. And so while it's necessary and you have to have it because it does stop a lot of good things and it detects and responds to a lot of things, it's not the end all be all, and you need to have disparate systems on your network. So what are some of the things you need to have? Well, you need to have some sort of cloud detection and response looking at your Office 365 for one, to be able to go in there and look at those indicators of compromise and sometimes be able to pull the bad links and attachments out once they're known later to be bad. Things like advanced threat protection, or is what it used to be called, but Defender for Office 365. So you have it set up with safe links and safe attachments, where it will go and open those attachments for you and those links in a sandbox and try to verify if they're legitimate or not. Now, that's not perfect. There's lots of things that need to go on from there to make it better and make it work more fully, but security is like a layered approach, and you need to have lots of different things. As far as the endpoints are concerned, you need to have things as well that are looking for indicators of compromise. So advanced threat hunting, ransomware detection, application allow listing, just to name a few, and you need to make sure your patching is good and all those sorts of things to prevent vulnerabilities. I've gone into companies who are doing things pretty well from an account cleanup perspective and potentially doing okay on password reuse. They're training their employees, they're doing all those sorts of things, but I'm still able to sit down on their endpoints and do things to their computers that shouldn't be allowed to do. If a company like mine comes in to run an audit, it shouldn't be able to work. Is just full stop. Like, I shouldn't be able to install software and run it. I shouldn't be able to bring a laptop on the network and start scanning things without some alarm bells going off. And if those things can happen on your systems, then you're not as protected as you need to be in 2024. And so have a conversation with us. Let us come out and look at the practices you're having. And, we might say, hey, you're doing a great job. That has happened. It's very rare but it does happen. Some companies have it figured out and they know what's going on, but every company that we work with gets better. They get a little bit more secure, their operations get a little bit better, all those sorts of things. So let's have that conversation and say, what are you doing? What are you missing? And are you leaving a lot of risk on the table to hacking? Hacking is not going away. It's getting bigger. So let's do the things to protect your network properly. And some of them are relatively easy to do, especially for the company like ours. We can really get you a lot more secure within a week or so than what the vast majority of places that we run into are right now. So reach out to us, John with Forbes Cybersecurity. Go to our website, fill out the form, get in contact with us. You call us 513-494-4444. We are happy to help. And let's get this conversation started and let's see about protecting you and your company. Thank you.